Hey, welcome. Today is April 7th, Sunday. It is 11:10 p.m. Um, I was kind of like washing my face today, and I like kind of thought about it and was like, I've been meaning to write about my relationships. Every single relationship that I've ever been in, just jot it down, the good, the bad, and I feel like, oh my God, my hand is gonna hurt. Like, I bought a diary or a notebook, and I honestly haven't really made a dent at it at all. I've probably written like 3 pages, maybe less than 3 pages, and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna do almost like a video documentary of my life. Starting, it could be random. I can put it in together, but it'd be a little bit better for me to talk about things than actually write about it. And then for all I know, maybe one day down the line, I can show it to somebody and they can try to make notes of it and make it create my life into a book. Um, but for now, maybe I should just tell you guys the different stories. That way people can kind of like juggle back and down about each guy. And it's easier this way too so that I can Google them and show you guys like, hey, this is so and so X. Where do I begin? So I guess this is my first video. I look fat as fuck. Um, I gotta admit, I did gain a lot of weight. This used to be my favorite shirt. Um, I'm so big now. But anyways, this is a Halifax shirt. There used to be this band. I think it was by like they were a record deal with Fueled by Ramen years ago, and it was about the same time Hello Goodbye came out. And anyways, so that's another story about my life. Um, but let's name the main guys I've ever really wanted to talk about. Let's start off with Steven. Steven D. Let's say that because there's two Steves. Well, one was Steve and one's Steven. Or wait, you know what? Well, his legal name was Steven, and then but he goes by Steve. Sometimes no, I don't know. Maybe it's still Steven. I don't know. But anyways, let's see. What is that? So, we'll go with I have so the main boyfriends that I consider them as my boyfriends sometimes probably shouldn't actually. For Steven, I probably shouldn't really call him my boyfriend only because it was a high school relationship. It was my senior year, didn't last that very long. Um, but for the most part, from what I remember, like he was really great. But then I found out that he found a new girl. Anyways, that's a different story. But I mean, it kind of locks back down to like where my life was at that point. So Steven was my first boyfriend. So like in my little, you know, book of boyfriends of ex relationships, um, we are we still friends this day? Yeah, we're still friends. But I'll go ahead and try to make one day a video of me having a title of their names, and I'll have like a complete back story about them. So we've got Steven as my first boyfriend, um, and then second was God. It's been so many fucking years. That was when I was 17. I'm 34 years old now. So when I was 17, my first boyfriend was Steven, and then second boyfriend I think was Arthur. Fuck, I totally forgot about that guy. um, I believe it was Arthur. No, no. So it was Steven, then Steve, then Arthur, and then after Arthur was Tony, and then from Tony was Mark, and then Mark was I had like fuck. I used to have a list of who my boyfriends were, but now I'm like drawing a fucking blank. So then from Mark, I think it was Eric. Yeah. Well, because what happened was Mark and I broke up and I got back with Tony, who ended up being like my ex fiance. No, I had one, Patrick. Patrick was my boyfriend. So it was Mark, then Patrick, because Patrick put me in a headlock. Yes, the last time we broke up, he put me in a headlock. That is another story. Holy fuck. Okay, so I need to like get through the like I can't like this is so many years ago like of boyfriends I can't really remember. Um so yes. So I went from God, if I go back based on like how, where I was working and stuff. Yes. So I had Mark. We broke up. Then after Mark, I got with a guy named Patrick. And then after Patrick, I got back with my ex boyfriend Tony, who ended up being my ex fiance. And from Tony, I was single for a while, living in Seattle. And then I came back to Orange County. And I was seeing a guy named Sean. But we weren't boyfriend girlfriends, but we were close. And then from Sean, I had, I think at that point, years in 2010, I met Eric. And Eric was the longest, I think. It was like a year and a half. So a year and a half with that guy, with Eric. And then after Eric was Christian. And then, no, after Eric it was Paul. Paul from Seattle. And then after Paul from Seattle, it was Christian. Um, and then he was my last boyfriend for a very long time. We ended things in 2014. And then my most recent ex-boyfriend was Alex. Alex, yeah. So I've never had, so I guess I didn't really have that many similar names, I would say. So I had Alex, which I call Blizz Boy. He and I broke up October 9th, so 2018. So that was a while ago. But anyways, I had no idea what I was gonna do with the book, only because I'm like drawing a blank. Like usually when I like rant off about like my relationships in my periscopes or just in general, and I haven't done that in a while with you guys, so I apologize, YouTube. Um, I mean, most of you guys who follow me and watch me, you guys know about my relationships. I was so good at telling you about my relationships. Of course, if you guys are true followers and you guys followed me for years and you're like, oh my god, she's back on YouTube, then great. You guys know how devastated I was with Eric when he broke up with me and like cheated on me, and I cried with you guys, and I'm hoping to kind of get back on track on like talking about relationships. Unfortunately, I haven't been in a relationship since me and Alex broke up, and I guess Alex kind of gave me that whole devastated feeling from the breakup when I was like dating Eric. Like he gave me that same like I almost want to kill myself mentality. And it was so dormant for the longest time. I finally like trained myself to get over that, and then it just got brought back all over again, and that was like an awful feeling, and I never want to feel that again. And of course you say that and you never want to feel that, but you had to, you, as myself, I need to control that. And it's not easy. It's like taking a drug, like once you take a drug again, I'm not saying I've ever done it, so don't get angry at me, or please try not to get upset with me when I say things that I don't know exactly what person with addiction goes through. But I almost feel like it's addiction where like once you get alcohol you can't stop, or once you do a drug you can't stop. That's why you have to continue to be sober. I feel like me being in this relationship and then getting hurt so fucking bad is kind of, it takes time. It's not like a band-aid. You put it on and everything's healed, like it takes time to get over the heartbreak. It takes time to recalibrate your brain, especially for me being bipolar. You can't adjust to something right away. And I think that really affected me with GameStop, to be honest. one thing I realized, I was getting a lot more impatient, and I wasn't as happy as I was. And I'm happy to not be working for a company that doesn't support me anymore, or seems to find a way to work things out, find a solution for the behavior that they're saying that I'm causing. I mean, I thought I was actually happy. I thought I was doing a good job, but looking at it, possibly maybe my bipolar has been getting in the way, and it's just for me to kind of take a step back. And I think I'm getting a little bit too overloaded with so much going on. I think my emotions are really bad. Like, I'm crying for no apparent reason. Well, okay, I'm not crying for any reason, but like, I'm getting way too emotional. And I think I'm getting too emotional with the fact that my client's my client's son-in-law died. And sorry, I don't want to cry, but like, around this time is when I found out my dad was dying from cancer. And I guess every single time, like, a wave of emotions start coming back. And to see the daughters get so upset with the loss of their father, it brings me to tears, and it just like, it brings back memories of that. So I've been kind of emotional. Kinda, no, I'm emotional. But I've got happy time, and it's been 10 years since he passed away, so it's, I can't even believe how fast time's flying by, because it's pretty quick. But anyways, I just wanted to share. um I was not expecting to have this little waterworks, but anyways, I want to say that I'm going to work on making a post in, when I can, a little relationship memory lane. I would probably talk about like everything that's like good, bad, funny, things I like most about them, things I hate most about them, things at the time in myself, like what I should have realized, or as a person, what was I then? Because I'm looking at my life and I'm 34 years old. I have a hard time with relationships. As I see it now, it gets harder and harder. When I was young, having relationships was so fucking easy. But now with technology and the way that people are dating these days, everyone's using. I don't want to say everyone, but like, I feel like a majority of people are on a fucking dating app. So, of course, why would they want to settle down? Why would they want to, you know, not try dating other people? Because everyone's popping up, everyone's beautiful, everyone's somewhat successful. Like today, I literally told myself, like, I was picking up pizza, right? And with my mom, I was picking up pizza so me and my mom could have dinner and eat that. And this guy, he's not terrible looking, and the people in the back kitchen are having a great time. And I told myself, like, if a guy told me he worked at Pizza Hut, and after my experience with a worker there today, I'd date them. I would date them because there's no judgment. Like, I don't know why people judge people based on their jobs, but like, honestly, like, cute guy. He was Asian, by the way. I normally don't Asians. I don't date Asians just because sometimes they're really like, um, very possessive. Um, they're forward in a rude way. They ask 1,000 fucking questions. They're loud. Um, I think it's just anyone louder than me. It's just too much for me. um, but anyways, I was like, God, I just need my heart broken. I need my heart broken so I can lose weight. Um, and I just need to, yeah. I'm just like, I'm just not happy that I'm gaining so much weight, and I'm so tired, and I'm working so much. But at the same time, it's my decision that I want to work this much. It's just at the same time, I'm like, oh. But I don't want to be spending so much money either. I have a lot of things I want to do. Like, I want to go to Alaska. Why, Michelle? Why do you want to go to Alaska? Well, because I found out when I was doing Family Feud with my client, we're watching Family Feud, and like, they're like, where would they find the most men? Like, where would you find a guy? And one of the answers was Alaska. And I'm like, Alaska? And my client's granddaughter was like, yeah, don't you know? Like, the majority of population there are men, to a ratio of women. Like, there's more men out there? Or was there less men and more women? Oh, jeez, God. Either way, I think it was more men than women there. So either way, I was like, well, shit, if guys look like Ryan Reynolds and they lived in Alaska, and I say Ryan Reynolds only because he's from Canada, but he did the movie The Proposal, and they said they're from Alaska. So I'm like, well, if there's any men like that look like fucking Ryan Reynolds, and they lived in Alaska, sign me up. Now, what could I be possibly doing in Alaska? Like, will that be my new venture? Will I be moving into Alaska instead of Seattle instead? I don't know. All I know is that I need to live in the countryside where there's like literally very fine gentlemen there who aren't wanting sex. They don't care about sex. They just want to make you feel happy. They are so in love with you. They really care about you. um yeah, I'm emotional, guys. Excuse me. Um Again, I'm not really desperate. I'm not even desperate for love. I'm not desperate for looking for somebody. But I do want somebody. Um, Not quite right now, but like I'm looking for the one. I'm looking for someone who really, really completes me, understands me, my craziness, my depression, my um, roller coaster of emotions. Um, you know, who doesn't push my buttons, who listens and doesn't take it as abuse, I guess. Um, it's another fucking story, but anyways. Okay. It's nearly almost 20 minutes of this video, so I am happy to uh to just talk with you guys again. I'm happy that I'm not on Periscope. If you guys haven't even realized, yeah, I am done with Periscope only because I like this. I like that I could talk and people don't interrupt me and go, "Oh, Michelle, don't cry," or "Oh, Michelle, you're like, no, I'm not." Like, just sit there, relax, watch me enjoy, and we're good. Um, yeah, I don't really want any of that. By the way, I'm wearing the Hubble contacts tonight still. I didn't go watch the movie Little, um, just because I'm like exhausted today. I'm just so tired. Me working Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. But those are the busiest days, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I have to be at work by 5 a.m. and I'm off by 11, right? So those are a long night. And then I work at my other job from 12 to 9 p.m. And those are really long. And then not only that, but like Wednesday nights. Of course, this is my choice, but like Wednesday nights, from 9 p. I continue staying there at my caregiving client's house from 9 p.m. till 7 a.m. And then technically, like, we break it down, you know? So I'm doing an overnight from Wednesday. I'm there from 12 p.m. till overnight. It's 24-hour shift. Thursday, Friday night, and then Saturday I go home at 9 p.m. So I'm there from 12 p.m. Wednesday, and I don't leave till 9 p.m. Saturday. So that's, if you guys can understand the time slot, it's really confusing, but I'm pretty much there. My car does not move from Wednesday, the moment I get there Wednesday, until I leave Saturday night. So I'm saving a ton on gas. I'm trying to look for a new place. I didn't mean to say that so loud. I didn't mean to say that out so loud. Just to save out on money. I feel like at this point I don't even want my own like TV or whatnot. So I'm just, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, my room's still in boxes. I don't know. I need to save. I'm paying rent, and it's just, sorry, there was like a gnat going on by. So I just rather save money. I don't work at GameStop anymore. I don't have any obsessions with video games that I have to like, ooh, I gotta play this game. Found myself buying too much stuff at fucking GameStop when I should be saving my money, and I didn't. I guess my last expensive buy was the Boo, and let's be honest, that Boo is fucking awesome. That Boo could totally sleep at the gym with me. Like, I could sleep on that fucking thing. That's how cool it is. But yeah, I'm just like looking at it. If you wonder what I'm looking at, I'm looking at Boo. Yeah. Okay, so it's been 20 over 20 minutes. I hope you guys like this update. I'll be working on talking about boys. So if you guys see a title of their name, I could probably put like boyfriend one, put his name down, write his name, and then talk about him. And then I'll talk about like, I'll talk about random guy, like guy dated number 2, guy dated number 1. So like these are guys I just dated, you know, but nothing ever happened. But yeah, the last boyfriend I ever had, I consider boyfriend. Or well, I mean, do I consider Ed Sheeran lookalike James? Do I consider him a boyfriend? Now we did have a fake boyfriend girlfriend relationship. Like he was like my boyfriend, or he was like my boyfriend for 1 week. Do I consider him my boyfriend? I don't know. That's a topic for another time. All I know, I really liked him. I really liked him. We had a really good time. Like, I liked him a lot only because he's a doctor. Not because he's a medical doctor, but like, fuck, like if I get sick, like he'll know what to do, right? And then, but I found myself experimenting and feeling safe, laughing a lot, completely, really, really happy with him. Yes, he could have been like it was a week, but it was like a fantasy, but like emotionally wise, like he knew what a bipolar person, what they go through, how upset they get. And I think that's what I'm looking for. I'm really, really looking for someone that does not judge you, but accepts you. And for him, he knew exactly the symptoms I had. Like, he's a doctor, he studies medicine, he works at a mental, like, whatever, you know? So I think, as far as best boyfriends go, God, he was hot, young, smart, just completely the best boyfriend for the week. Cooked, cleaned, like seriously. It was great. It was great. So if he ever comes back to America, I have something like, you know, it just sucks. It sucks I can't afford my own place. Like, yeah. We shall see. You know what I'm saying? But okay. All right, now we're hitting the 25 mark. You guys have a good night. Peace out.